Hello, this is Mr. Huff. Let's talk about how notes are going to work in the context of my class. What I expect for you to do is take notes from the source material. This can be slide decks, it could be articles, it could be a book, it could be videos, it could be anything that we have information density and you need to digest it. What I want you to do is take notes. It's probably going to be like 4 to 6 pages. Is kind of what I'm expecting. My intent is not to kill you with a bunch of note taking. The intent is to give you practice in this and also digest the information that's important for the class. If I give you a slide deck that has 80 slides in it, I will try to provide you some guiding questions to help you figure out where you need to focus your effort. At the end of your notes, I want you to do 2 concept connections, and I'll talk more about those, but you will have 2 little sections of writing at the end of your notes where you struggle with the ideas that you're learning. And then you'll have a peer review from one of your peers. Notice in my example here, it's going to be a different color and in a box, and it will have a signature on it so we know who did it. And then at the end, you'll have a response to this peer review. So this is kind of tying up the whole thing. Let's talk about concept connections. This is from a book called Learning That Transfers. And at the end of the notes, I want you to use these prompts. I'll give you this to put in your notebook. But what we're trying to do is figure out how the concepts interact with each other. I like this third one here. What effect does concept A and concept B have on concept C? So you're choosing 3 ideas from the text and you're saying how these 2 work together to have an influence on this other thing. So it might look like this. You'll have the prompt here and then a brief discussion of how those interact. So these are the prompts we want to use for concept connections. I want you to do 2 of these at the end of every note-taking event. Is 2 enough? Probably not. But what I'm getting you to do is work with the concepts more than just summarizing what you saw in the notes. Okay? Let's talk about the peer review a little bit. So I want you to use a different color pen when you do peer reviews. The thing is, I can't look at everybody's notes and figure out how well they did and ask questions. If I can duplicate that effort throughout my class, then that saves me time and teaches you guys to give meaningful peer reviews. So we'll do this a lot. So what you're going to do as a peer, you're going to review the work and you will have done the same notes. So compare to what you did because you should also be familiar with the material and you should have been struggling with the same questions. See how that manifested in this person's work. Always start with something positive. What did they do well? What is the strength? Be specific. Don't just say, notes, good job. Focus on what they did. Give them something specific. You don't want someone telling you, good job. You want people telling you something specific. You know, what specifically was good? What specifically is a strong point? Are your concept sketches great? Your summarization of some material, did you do it in a way that's really easy to follow? So be specific. And then also pose a question or suggest an improvement. Don't say, oh, these suck. You might say something like, next time you might slow down so it's a little easier to read. Or you might say something like, next time we do notes, you might include more white space between your ideas so it's easier to follow. When you're done, you're going to draw a box around it and sign it. And that's what I want to see for the peer review. And then the person who did the notes, they have to look at the peer review, and take that input and respond to it. So you're going to reflect and then answer any questions they offer or explain how you're going to take their suggestion and put it into use in the future. What I'm looking for when I grade, I need to see a body of notes. I need to see 2 very clear concept connections. I need to see a different color peer review that is boxed and signed, and then your response to that. If you have all 4 of those things captured in your notebook, you're done. So I'll mark it done. If you're missing some of that, I will put you are still working, go back and do this, that, or the other. All right? So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching.